Welcome everybody to another session of Grade 10 English. In today's short video, what we are going to do is complete gap-fill tasks and talk a little bit about life in the past or growing up in the UAE. This is Khalid and his grandfather. In class, we have completed a listening task about them, a short conversation between them. Today, we are going to look at the script of that short conversation. So, what was life like when he was a child is what we are going to have a more detailed look at. In terms of functions or grammar, what we are going to focus on is the past simple. So we are going to see lots of examples of the past simple, as well as used to or didn't use to express habits in the past or something that you did in the past regularly or used to do regularly. So let's take a quick look at some words that will come up in our next task. So here we are. Do you know all of these words? Married, close, knit, move, meal times, grandmother, apartment, cousins, and parents. Hopefully you are familiar with all of these words. Close knit means that there are very close ties in the family, and the rest, I believe, will be known to everyone. So let's take a quick look at the first of our tasks. Read and complete the text with words from the box. So here we've got the same words, basically: married, close-knit, move, meal times, grandmother, apartment, cousins, and parents. If you want to practice on your own and you don't have the workbooks with you, feel free to take a screenshot and complete the task, and then you can use the video to check your answers, that is. So let's take a quick look. Well, we lived by the beach in Jumeirah, but we had to, and that's your first missing word there. Had to implies that we need a verb here, so had to do something. And which of these words at the top are verbs? Married, close, knit, move is a verb, so that will be the correct answer. So we had to move when the development started. Things were very different then. Both of my sisters got something. So got, we'll take a collocation, a word that usually goes with got. Let's see which one. We don't really have to go far in our list. Got married. Well, that's the first option we have, and that's actually the correct answer here. So both of my sisters got married and moved to homes of their own. But I was younger, so I stayed at home with my. Now my is the possessive adjective, and it will be followed by a noun. So my something or someone, and in this case that will be parents, with my parents for longer. Then when I got married, my wife, your, again possessive adjective, your, and we will have grandmother, my wife, your grandmother. Remember, this is a grandfather talking to his grandson. Moved into our family home. That must have been nice. Yes, we were very happy. There were always lots of people coming to visit. Okay, as always, read also what comes after the gap or the missing words. My sisters and their husbands. Okay, so here we are only left with meal times, close-knit, and cousins. Okay, this is giving examples of people who come to visit, and in that list the only word from what we are left with, the only one that fits, is cousins. So my cousins, sisters, and their husbands. It was fun. We were a very, and then has to be some sort of an adjective. The only adjective we are left with is close knit, and that will be a correct answer. a very close-knit family. There were always a lot of people at meal times in this case. Okay, so here are your missing words: move, married, parents, grandmother, cousins, close-knit, and meal times. This was a good example of what you have to look out for when you are completing tasks like this, or any sort of reading comprehension task for that matter. Whether it's a question or a missing word, always read the whole sentence, okay? So don't just read the first half and see where the missing letter or the question is, because most often you will find the answer from what comes after the missing word or question, right? And also, there might be new words. Don't worry about them. You will be able to complete the task even if you don't know every single one of the last words. Right, let's move on to a next task that is based on this short extract. So what we have to do here is match the sentence halves. On the left you see the first halves, and on the right the second one. So on the left we've got Khalid's granddad lived, the family moved house, Khalid's dad moved, Khalid's granddad lived with, Khalid's grandma moved, and on the right you will have to the city when he grew up, with his sisters before they got married, his parents for a long time, to live with her new husband when the development work started. Again, if you want, take a second to take a screenshot and match the beginnings and the endings of these sentences. For us, we are just going to quickly check the answers here. So the first one, Khalid's granddad lived with his sisters before they got married. Number two, the family moved house when the development work started. Khalid's dad moved to the city when he grew up. Khalid's grandfather lived with his parents for a long time. And no other options for number five. Khalid's grandma moved to live with her new husband. Okay, so that's all your correct answers based on the listening or reading task that we have just completed. Right, we've got one more task here, a similar gap fill task. The only difference is that here you've got the words jumbled up. Okay, so my name is Jassim. I spent my early HOCDI. Okay, so you will have to use these words, use the letters of these words to unjumble them and create meaningful words to complete the sentences. Again, screenshot, complete it on your own, and now we can check your answers. So, my name is Jassim. I spent my early, and the first word here will be childhood. I spent my early childhood in Dubai when it was a much smaller and less crowded place. I lived with my family in a small house in a friendly neighborhood. There wasn't any traffic because people didn't have cars. I didn't used to go to school because the nearest school was too far away. I had a lot of free items when I was young. At the weekend, I used to play games with my friends or fly my kite with my brothers. I started working with my father when I was a teenager. I think I was 12 or 13 years old. I used to help him sell dates and lemons at the souk. We had to get up very early and work all day. Alright, so here are your missing words: childhood, family, free items, weekend, games, and teenager. Alright, and that was our second short reading comprehension task. We are going to continue with looking at sentences or sentence structures like used to help him sell dates, or we had to get up very early and work all day. Okay? Or if you look at line number 4, people didn't have cars. I didn't used to go to school. Okay, these are the types of sentences that we will be looking at when we talk about habits in the past, something that you did or used to do, but you don't do those things anymore. Okay, so that was it. A very short session for today. Thank you for your attention and have a lovely day, everyone. And I shall see you in the next video, hopefully very soon. Take care, everyone, and goodbye.